A very good morning, Mark. Here, Wednesday, April the 1st. It is 7:40 a.m. Eastern. That's going on 11:40 a.m. GMT. Let's have a look how the market shape up today. Following up on a very significant day yesterday, we saw a really sharp reversal, all round reversal, fundamentally optimism and looks like a possibility of a real de-escalation in the Middle East crisis, which is, from a personal standpoint, certainly a wonderful thing, and from a financial and trading standpoint, a real reversal and a strong reversal. Have a look at the US dollar index. There's yesterday's candlestick, bearish engulfing, strong reversal sign, and played out again today. So an accurate signal. There you see a second red candlestick following up from yesterday. US dollar being sold off, the safe haven asset in times of geopolitical conflict being and proven to be the US dollar. And once we get the type of news that we got yesterday with an easing of that geopolitical conflict, or certainly at least the real potential opportunity for that to happen, you saw the US dollar being sold off continuing today. I've got resistance at 99.71 and support at 99.18. That 99 level, that 99 area has been a previous resistance and is a strong support resistance area. We know that it has acted as a relevant level. We'll see if that does play out. We'll see whether sellers can test and break below that 99 level and add to what we've seen during the Asian and European session, or if we do get a turnaround from weak to strong US dollar, buyers do step in at this level just above the 99 and look to reverse yesterday's today's losses and bounce up here and look to get back up to the high 99 level. US session about to get underway in about 20 minutes. Let's have a look at the S&P. Have a look at the strong reversal yesterday, the bullish engulfing candlestick, the move away from US dollars being the safe haven asset, risk on equities yesterday were the name of the day, and buy, as you can see, were really strong in the S&P and continuing today. Gap up to open in the futures market. Wall Street opens up in about going on 2 hours. We'll see once the US session gets underway whether this continues, the demand for equity for US equities and the S&P. I've got support at 6,576. I've got resistance at 6,624, and that being tested right now going into the US session. Gold, which had been struggling, but have a look at the bounce we've seen over the past 4 days. Strong yesterday, of course, and continuing today. I've got support at 4,665. I've got resistance at 4,759. Demand for gold, again, strong bounce back. We'll see whether that can continue, whether buyers can add to break above this current resistance and look up at the 4,800 or higher. Or if we get a turnaround and a bounce down off this area, then sellers will be looking back down at the 4,600 and towards the support area. But not the case for now. And demand for gold and gold strengthening going into the US session. Brent oil. There's the sell-off yesterday, as expected, de-escalation in the Middle East, the promised potential of a settlement. Oil always, that's what moves oil without fundamental real changes, developments happening, the anticipation of So certainly it's exactly what oil needed. A strong sell-off yesterday, continuing today. I've got resistance at 105.80 and support at 98.36. Significantly broke below that 100 level, unable to maintain, did bounce up off the support level and now sitting at 101.38. The volatility, I'm sure, will continue. Still a precarious situation. We'll hear what comes, new developments today. Sellers will look to maintain, push below that 100 level, while buyers will look up at the, for now, for starters, this resistance sitting at 105.54. Bitcoin, while everything else reacted sharply, not that much on Bitcoin. Yes, we can see three successive daily green candlesticks, higher highs, higher lows. I've got support at 67,543. I've got resistance at 69,242, but it already has left a wick at that. After testing that resistance level, we know that it's tough. 70,000 and above, lack of demand, buyers have been unable to maintain above that level, above that area. We'll see whether they give another try at that resistance level uh, and look to test the 70 or above, or if sellers have stepped in already, you can see that at 69,200. If sellers continue that and look down at the support at the 67,000 or lower. EMA's about to cross over following today's move, but a long way to go still in the day. Good trading, keep that discipline, and I'll see you at the end of day.